YouTube, today we're going to have a look at Elgato's Key Light Air. This is really helpful if you want a nice tidy lighting for your setup, and there's many different ways you can adjust the lighting. So I've plugged it in here and I'm going to bring the Elgato center up on my phone so I can adjust the temperature and the lighting with just one slide of a button. So it's very simple, all through the Wi-Fi. We've got 1400 lumens of bright and dimmable too. It also has adjustable height, so if you need things to be a little bit brighter in the sky, you can bring it up, or you could just put it down at the set height that it's already at. The cool thing about this too, it's got some nice cable management, so it has a channel where you can just press in the cabling there, and you can put it all the way down to the bottom, which is great, so you don't have like a million cables everywhere getting tangled. Now it's also got an adjustable head here, so you can bring that one up and down, say if we need to look down or point the light down or point it up, and left and right, up and down, so lots of big range of movement there with the ball. Now another cool thing, it's got the heavy base at the bottom, so it's not going to move anywhere, plus it's portable. You can move it around on your table and put it anywhere you like. So what a great little lighting system to check out. If you are interested in the Key Light Air and any of other Elgato's products, you can check it out. Links in the description of the video, and let's get into the battles. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Metronome team for Scarlet and Violet. There are a lot of Pokemon that actually can get the move Metronome, which is really cool. And I thought I'd do an updated Metronome team for Scarlet and Violet. So I randomly picked 6 Pokemon out that could get Metronome, and I put them onto one team. I've got 3 battles today with the Metronome team, and I really hope you enjoy. If you like the Metronome teams, if you maybe want to see them a little bit more often, leave a like on the video and let's get into it. This first battle, this is a random battle on the Poke Portal, and all I've got is Metronome. That's it. So we've got some amazing predictions today. So the first Pokemon here is going to be Mabo Stiff. I got some Stiff competition. And out comes a Tropius. You don't get to see Tropius very often at all. So I'm going to wiggle my finger there, and I'm going to go for an Electro Ball. Electro Ball, unfortunately, is not going to do a lot of damage at all. The funny thing is, after this, I got a Volt Switch, and that's going to swap out my Medicham. So 2 electric moves, like right back to back there. So now we're going to go into Lucario. So Tropius, I was thinking, might go for like a flying type move, and now it's going to go for a Sunny Day. So Sunny Days, well, Solar Power is like really fast on the screen. Like, why did that just come up for a second? Like, normally the ability activates, it comes up on the screen for a bit and then, disappears. That was like really fast. Anyway, so we got a Sunny Day Hurricane Tropius only on PIMPNITE channel here. Some real galaxy brain strategies are happening right now. So now I'm going to go for the Sky Attack on the Kyra, which is really cool. Now, Sky Attack is a physical flying move, which actually takes 2 turns to activate. So Hurricane's going to miss from the Tropius here. Sky Attack is going to take out the Banana. Really, Tropius needs I don't know, I feel like it needs an evolution or like a small form. What do you think? Next Pokemon is going to be the Mabastiff. Let's go for Metronome again. I'm hoping for a fighting type move, and I get another 2-turn move, which is Phantom of Force. So Phantom Force is not going to be very effective against Mabastiff at all. Now, I did give my Pokemon EVs, and I did give them a couple of random items too. So Mabastiff is not going to take any damage at all. It's going to go for a Wild Charge. Now, what I was thinking, right, is I have to swap in another Pokemon. I've actually got a Float Cell here, and I gave it a funny item. I gave it Cell Battery. I was like, I wonder if I can live this and get Cell Battery to activate, and I did. You wouldn't read about it. So what Cell Battery does, if you get hit by an electric type attacking move there, it actually boosts your attack by 1 stage. I'm like, all right, here we go. Please, Metronome, give me a physical type move here. This will be wonderful. Now, I got all random items. I was hoping for some, really fun, matchups. Unfortunately, I got Ice Beam, but, +1 to attack Ice Beam and made it hit it really hard. Here comes the Wild Charge, and that is going to be enough to take out my Floatzel, sadly. So I lost my first Pokemon. It's all good, though. We're still in the game here, people. Next Pokemon is Grafire, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's go for that Prankster Metronome. That's really cool. You can outspeed most things. Now, the thing about this is, it is a Dark type, so it's going to fail. So I'm like, all right. What I was thinking here is maybe it'll hit me with Wild Charge again and get rid of the rest of its health, but it didn't. So I've got to use Grafire a little bit later on. So now I'm going to go back into the car. I'm like, okay, let's go for a Justified Bait Swap here. And this is Justified, and that's actually going to boost my attack by 1 stage. This Lucario was max attack and max speed. So I'm hoping for a physical type move here, and I actually got one. I got dual wing bets. Quite funny, I got a flying type move earlier on and another one. So that's the end of the map at Stiff. Lucario is going to do a little bit of a thrust there. Next Pokemon is going to be Lycanroc. Like, all right, this will be really good. Maybe, a fighting move or something. And I got Fly. I'm like, oh, come on. So Lucario got another flying move. Watch this, right? This is Hacker Exposed. Close combat hits me in the sky. There's no Pokemon there. It was a no-guard close combat. So Lucario is going to get destroyed. Look, he didn't. It's not even there. So Lucario is going to fade there. Rest in peace for Lucario. Next Pokemon, we're going to bring the Grafaiify back in. I'm hoping for, Sacred Fire. Here comes Magic Powder. So that's going to give it the Psychic type there. I don't think it really matters too much because close combat or whatever, rock type move is going to be enough to take me out there. So things are looking, they're looking kind of nasty now, people. I've got only 3 more Pokemon remaining. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be Medicham. This is pure power Medicham, max attack and max speed. So go for that Metronome there, wiggling my grey finger, and I got Roost. I'm like, oh, that's what I needed later on to heal me up here. So here comes a Rock Blast. I was wondering what moves this would actually be able to do to me, and really it's not doing a lot of damage at all, and it only hits me 3 times, so maybe they don't have anything to hit me being neutral. So now we go for Metronome again. I got Scratch. Look at the damage that Scratch did. That was unbelievable there. So Medicham is going to take a couple of barrages of Rock Blast to the face there, and it's going to wiggle its finger again. Here we go. Wiggle, wiggle, baby. And I got Iron Head. That's super effective. And I just took the moon out. So that's 3 Pokemon down. So this is an exciting close battle. Next Pokemon is Compost Bin. I guess they're worms. And who's got a Compost Bin in real life? I think you just put all leaves and you throw worms on there and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, the Compost Bin was hiding a Zoroark, and it's a Giga Impact Zoroark. No way Medicham is living that one. So rest in peace, Medicham there. You did try your very, very best. I've got Golduck and 1 other Pokeball left there. So we're going to go into Cloud 69 Golduck here. I'm going to wiggle my blue finger. We're going to see what happens here. So here it comes, people. I got Sacred Sword. Oh, if only it was normal Zoroark, not Hisui Zoroark, because, obviously it being a ghost type. So there was a bit of a recharge here on the Giga Impact. I got a Flame Charge off here, which is good. That's going to boost my speed. Not that it really matters too much. Here comes Bitter Malice. Bitter Malice, unfortunately, is going to drop my attack, but I reckon I can leave 1 more of them. Definitely not a Giga Impact, though. So go for a Mega Drain here. A little bit of Suck here and there isn't all that bad, and I can possibly leave another Bitter Blade here, possibly, if it's not Giga Impact. And it's, sorry, Bitter Malice, not Bitter Blade. And I lived that due to the Mega Drain. I believe I got enough health back to live that. So wiggling my wild finger again, and we're going to go for a Charge Beam here. And Charge Beam isn't enough to take out the Zoroark. It was very, very close there. And Zoroark is going to go for a Bitter Malice, and that is the end of my Golduck. It was very unfortunate, people. I've got 1 more Pokemon left. Can I come back from this impossible situation? We're going to go into Slaking. So Slaking to an outspeed, max attack and max speed EVs, and I've got Bullet Seed there. So I fired a couple of seeds out there, pew pew, and that is the end of the Zoroark. Now, we've got that Wug Trio, aka Compost Bin. That's a cruel name. So I went for a little Timmy Terra here. I was like, you know what? Let's go for the Terra Normal. I want to see what happens here. I want to see maybe if I can get a normal type move. It should do some really, really good damage there, because Wug Trio isn't exactly what you call bulky. So I'm loafing around like a little bit of bread here. Triple Dive is going to miss, which is good. And now I'm going to go for a Metronome. All I need to do is hit this with a reasonably powerful attack. And the Compost Bin is going to get squashed. Damn, that just one-shotted the Wug Trio there in 1 shot. Now, we got 1 more Pokemon left. All right, I got a Truant this turn. The last Pokemon is, my bedroom? Because I think they're saying that their bedroom needs tidy up, or unless they've got a mouse in their bedroom, or I don't know. I can't really think of that name. Anyway, the item on my Slaking was a Mirror Herb. I thought that'd be quite a smart item to run on one of my Metronome Pokemon, because I might get set up on. So I'm going to be Truanting this round. Now we've got a Terra here from my opponent. And this Slaking's got pretty good defense. I think we got an incoming population boom for sure, because we got a normal Maushold, right? And I don't think Slaking is going to be living this one. However, they've got for a second tidy up there. Talk about super greedy with the boost there. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wiggle my finger now. Hopefully I can get a powerful move. And guess what I got? I got Explosion. Let's zoom it in for the meme people. Explosion on Slaking. My bedroom's going to fade. And then there's a Salty Rage Quit. Damn, I can't believe I got Explosion on the very, very last turn. They would have won that battle too. If they didn't Rage Quit there and then, they would have won because I actually fainted first. I think they were very, very salty. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, people. What an absolute banger of a battle. I can't believe that though. Metronome Explosion on Slaking. That's got to be like the most powerful explosion like ever, right? Anyway, let's get on to battle number 2. If the video didn't get a like after that one and a comment below, I don't know. I can't give you any more pure content than that. We're going to battle against Super Exotic Spammer, and we've got a doubles battle this turn. Now, you wouldn't read about it, right? I got Metronome in prison on the first go. Now, in prison is a move you don't really get to see too often, so let me give you a little bit of explain. So what happens, right, is you actually get, say you got a move like Metronome, in this case, we're using Metronome. Say if you use Imprison on the opponent, right, they can't use that same move. And since my opponent has only got Metronome, because this is a pure Metronome battle, that's going to cause the opponent to actually struggle why my Pokemon who cast it is still on the field. So it's quite it's a very, very unique sort of move. I think it's really, really cool. But that was like a straight up turn 1 counter. Like, out of every single move it could have picked there, it picked that on the first turn, which is like, you know, crazy, crazy lucky. So currently here, Tinkaton's going to get roasted, then it struggled itself. And Primate is also going to be struggling as well there. We need to get like a Primate with like a little Ash Ketchum hat on its head, and then you could turn it around. Next Pokemon is Iron Hand. So I got the Float Cell here. I'm hoping for like maybe a ground type move, and I'll get Dazzling Scum. It wasn't all that bad, you know. Super effective on Primate. And some good damage there to Hairy Mama. Now, we got the Lucario go for a spit up, but it's going to fail there. You need some stockpiles to get the spit up to work. Primate is still struggling at the moment here, and it's almost going to take itself out. Like, one more attack and it will. So, Iron Heads is also going to struggle, even though it wasn't on the field when that Imprison happened. It's quite a unique move. So, say my Pokemon that casts it, that Pokemon we need to swap out or faint for the Imprison effect to go. Watch this, right? Justify got swapped onto Primate, and then it got activated by Throat Spray, and it lived on 1 health. You wouldn't read about it. So we're going to have a justified struggle coming here. So I'm going to go for the insurance there on the Iron Hands. My hands were like a lot smaller than those ones. And like, I don't know, I feel like those little hands could fit inside the palm of Iron Hands' big old hands there. Primate is going to struggle, and it is going to be fainting there. My opponent is getting very unlucky at the moment. You know, very salty. I'd be salty as well, you know. So Iron Hands is going to go for a struggle there. Out comes Screaming Tail. Now, Scream Tail is probably also going to struggle as well. And we're going to go for a Metronome here. I got Flying Press Float Cell. I feel like that animation is not as good as it used to be, because like before, the Pokemon would like launch itself in the sky. There'd be all these like action lines behind it, and then it hit. Like, I don't know. So I got a Gunk Drop. That was really, really good damage there to Scream Tail. I also got a Poison too, which is going to be very, very important on, you know, Poison is actually really, really powerful in Metronome battles. Probably the best types in Metronome battles are Ghost, Normal, and Steel, right? Because Ghost resists a lot of those moves. Steel resists a lot too, so they're probably the best. And the moves like Toxic Spikes are really, really good too, you know? You got that initial poisoning over a lot of time. So out comes Pawmont there. Lucario's going to go for a Metronome. Now, I believe that Float Cell was the one who cast it, so now the opponent can use Metronome again. Now, things are getting a little bit misty on the other side of the field there. Scream Tail, I didn't even get to see its face there, got Psychic Fangs. That's going to be enough to take out Lucario. That was actually a pretty good move, because that one was stabbed too. Now, Medicham is going to wiggle its grey finger again, and it's going to go for Metal Sound. Now, Metal Sound's great because when it hits, you know, it's going to drop the special defense of that Pawmont by 2. So if I land a special move on it, it's going to do a lot of damage. So Pawmont's going to go for a guard split there. That was pretty funny after the Metal Sound. And we got Scream Tail fainting to the last little bit of poison there. So we got 2 more Pokemon left there. That Imprison, though, like, Imprison's like a game breaker, like, and disable too, like moves like that. So we got Arbolivia coming out here. I've got Cloud 69 Golduck, and we're going to see if we can get maybe a fire move here, try and roast it. So I got Spirit Shackle. Unfortunately, it was a normal type, so, you know, I couldn't fire my bow and arrow there. Has anyone ever done archery in real life before? Like, I actually did it once. It was It was really, really fun. The only bad thing was I was pulling back the arrow, right? And I slapped my wrist with the string, and it absolutely killed. I was like, oh, I had like this massive red welt there for like, I don't know, like a week straight. But yeah, it was actually pretty fun though. Like, I think you need to wear this like little strap thing over your hand. But you know, me, I just, grabbed it, fired. It was a bullseye and stuff like that. Of course it was a bullseye, but wait, that starts. But it landed in the middle of the target, So I'm going to actually eat a leopard berry. They're back to the battle. I was getting a little bit sidetracked. Golduck actually ate the leopard berry. Now, leopard berry is actually not a bad item in Metronome battles because what that'll do, right, is that'll restore the PP, and you want like a really big, restored PP. So I believe it's going to go for a Metronome here, and I was hoping maybe not a grass move, and it got Razor Shell. So that's good. If that was Razor Leaf, that would have hit both the opponents. Golduck may have even fainted it. Coming off, I believe his, amazing attack stat. So I believe it's taking it out at the moment. Medicham is confused. Now, Medicham has a lot of attacks, so it's going to do a lot of damage to itself too. So maybe Medicham can attack the next turn. I'm not really sure. Here comes a cross shot. Cross shot does nothing. Oh, unfortunately, Medicham does resist that being a psychic type Pokemon. And now I'm going to go for the scale shot here. Now, scale shot isn't doing a lot of damage per se, but this Golduck actually managed to hit like 5 of them in a row. That was like 4. Yeah, there was 5 of them in a row from Golduck. So I believe he's living on 1 health left. And, I reckon that should have a signature olive move, like it throws an olive. So we're going to go for a Terra Blast here, and that is going to be the end of the Arbolivia. And that's also the end of the battle there, too. That was salty. Like, Imprison was, like, absolutely broken. Turn 1. So, yeah, that's a crazy battle. Let's get on to the third battle. This one is a multi-battle. We got 2 people, so myself and Scuba Duper, and we got Zeta and Nadav. Let's do this. So this battle was, like, crazy. Now, for the purposes of this video, so it doesn't go for 69 years, I actually times this battle by 4. Now, because it was so long, it was like a full 20-minute battle. Now, a lot of things were going on in this battle. Like, for the first turn, actually not a lot happened except for, like, Ekans wrapping around my Slaking, but that was about it. This Gengar was unbelievable the whole battle. Like, you watch what happens here. So, we got the Metronome on the other side of the field. It's going to go for Beat Up there. Now, Beat Up is only going to land 3 times, and it's going to be resisted. So, with Goopy Finger here, is going to get a Side Beam. I was hoping it actually landed on the Gengar for some super effective damage. Now, as I was saying before, we had, this was really funny. So Gengar actually went for a scratch there. It did some solid damage to Slaking. Now, this Slaking with Truant isn't the greatest in the world. The reason I chose it was because maybe someone could use like Gastro Acid on me through Metronome, and that would get rid of Truant. So that'd be like really, really cool there. So it was quite funny because this Gengar, it was unbelievable the amount of times it got around my move. So triple dive Gengar there, it's going to miss. And really, my Slaking is the one taking all the punishment at the moment. It's taking Ekans and scratches and all sort of things. And just for some reason, right, every single super effective like move on Gengar, right, would actually get swapped out. Now, Gengar actually got rid of its curse body and got Truant Gengar only on Pinride Shadow, right? So Gengar is actually going to avoid the self-destruct from the Scream Tail, and like my Slaking went down too. So they were really, really lucky getting that self-destruct. So Gengar's going to have its speed dropped. It's got Truant. Man, I'm going to try out Truant Gengar. That's quality content. Next Pokemon is, it's 2 Grafaiai. So here we go. We're both going to wiggle our fingers. And then Grafaiai got Explosion too, and Gengar still didn't take any damage. So Goopy Finger's going to fake that. I mean, Lucario took the full low there to the face, and, it still lived though, which was pretty good. So here comes Judgment on Lucario. Lucario does live that there, only because it was a normal type move, and Rock Smash is gonna, not do anything to this Gengar. So Gengar is gonna get Aqua Step. It's funny though, when it uses Aqua Step, if you look really closely there, it actually had Quackquavel's feathers come up at the same time in the animation. That's really, really strange, like why would do that? I guess Aqua Step, I don't know, like why would it need feathers in the animation for? Anyway, back to the battle. We got a Hatterene, and we also got Golduck as well. Now, Hairy Finger is going to go for our Arm Thrust here. The only bad thing was the Grafaiai actually got a Acid Armor up before, so it virtually did no damage. And, obviously Hatterene doesn't have much attack stat to begin with. So we had another Ghost-type Pokemon. So we had 2 Ghosts on the other side of the field. Now, this is what I was talking about, right? I did do a little bit of a lullaby there to Gengar, put it to sleep. I sung it, I'm trying to think of like a children's song there. I can't think of one right now, or maybe will come up on a stack. I sung Gengar, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How I wonder or what you are. I think that's how it goes. But yeah, that was the song my Golduck sung Gengar. You know, it's sleeping right now. It's having very, very nice dreams. Actually, I was hoping that I would get Dream Eater on the Gengar while it was asleep, but like the chance of that happening were, you know, super, super low. Now we got Annihilate go for a Terra Ice here. At least now we can hit like, you know, moves against it. I was trying to go for a flinch there. It never happened. And now I got Nightshade when I was on 49 health. You wouldn't read about it. So if I was on 51 health, I would have lived that because it does 50 damage based on the opponent's level. So now my poor partner is by himself here versing a ghost, actually two ghosts, but one's a bit of an icy ghost. So Gengar, I think, got licked there. It looked like it poked its tongue out. Wait, where'd the Pokemon go? They disappeared. So now we had Hairy Finger getting bulk up. So he was getting some pretty good you know, defensive stats there. Then the Gengar actually got Mirror Herb, so it copied all these stats there. And then Annihilate got a Hyper Beam. So I was really hoping here. I mean, we had a little bit of a drink of tea there half time. I was hoping we'd get a one-hit KO move here after all that bad luck at the start, like the self-destruct, then the explosion. But Hatterene kept getting like status moves and not doing anything at all. Then it got hit by Side Shell Arm, which was Galar Slowking's move there. So it was a disaster. So our last hope here is Shiny Finger, and it got disabled. It disabled the Gengar, then we got disabled. So I'm like, come on. I can't believe that, getting disabled back-to-back in a row. So now our last Pokemon is struggling here over and over. We can't do anything. We're salty struggling. That looked like a freeze axe. That's cruel. So Gengar was loafing around there. We finally took Gengar out with a struggle. You're never ever going to hear that again in your life. And Dank Pulse almost fainted. Out comes Tinkaton, and we're not going to take out the Annihilate with struggle. And that, my friends, is the end of the multi-Salty battle. Hope you enjoyed the video, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for another upload. Keep wiggling.